Okay, so if you pop over to Yoast SEO and then go to Tools,
And bulk,
Bulk, you've got it.
and then
So you,
pages first. Yeah.
okay, so where your mouse is now, you're
Yep.
looking at the titles. Can you see the grey tab that says description? Towards the left-hand side of the page, next to the
Yes.
plastic. Yes, there you go. So that's how you swap between the two. So when you've
Gotcha.
got,
Right.
yeah, title and description. So again, you've got two tabs, title and description, and then you've got two drop downs. So one is blog and then one is pages.
Smashing. I knew we talked about that. It's like,
so where you've got electric fires, which I think is cracking. That's a cracking domain name. It actually says a domain property. So further down the line, what I'll do, I'll add the domain property, which involves a little bit of coding in, or just dropping a file onto your server. Cool. Who are you hosting with? Is it somebody like SiteGround or
SiteGround? I was just thinking there. Yes, it's SiteGround.
Yeah, that's perfect. I know how to do that, so that's fine. I'm just going to add that to notes. 1 second.
Yeah.
And then SiteGround, add domain property to search console. Right, lovely. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to ask you to learn some more about SEO and open up a new tab and navigate to Google Analytics while I find my cup of tea.
Oh, Google.
You can't know how to spell it.
Just how the hands work.
There you go. And again, this is the thing that a developer doesn't do. Some developers know. Oh, hang on a sec. No. Right, so where are we now? Okay, so first of all, we are in the W version. With your mouse in the bottom left, can you click admin for me? There's a gear icon, that's it. And where your mouse is now in the middle menu, can you click the second selection, property settings? There we go. So we need to take out the W's. The name is fine because you can call that your grandma's apple pie. That's fine. But where the default URL is the grey drop-down box, 1 inch down, look. If you drop that down and go to HTTPS, we're cooking with gas, and then take out the W's and the full stop. Lovely. And then if you scroll to the bottom, can you just click the blue save button?
Success.
Okay. Lovely. So where you are now, it's actually easy to miss. There's a grey stroke white button, search console, adjust search console.
Yes.
Yeah. Lovely. So there's nothing that's added in here. This is going to make a difference to your website because what we're doing, the Google Search Console is kind of the Google doctor. You only hear from the doctor if there's something that's wrong with you. But it's kind of it's the data-driven part of it. Analytics is the reporting.
Right.
But we need to link the two so they both shake hands. So with your mouse, can you click the add, which is the blue little word? Yeah. And then when you drop down, look for which one are you going to choose?
First one.
Yeah, you got it. Told you. Good man. All right. And then so it will, yes, the first one, and then continue, and then associate. There we go. So what I want you to do now is pop back to Google Analytics, and then I want you to refresh that page for me. My video's slowing down. Are you guys okay?
It went quiet, and then it said your connection is unstable, and then went up.
Right, yeah. That's why I turned the video off. So if you can hit refresh on that page for me.
Yeah.
I've got SEO OCD. This is the bit I always do. And then hit blue save again. Brilliant. And there's just one other little thing. Can I ask you to open up a new tab, and in Google, navigate to Google? Yep. And type in what's my IP? There you go. Can you grab those numbers and then just copy them with your mouse? Bob on, and then pop back to Google Analytics. Okay, so what we're going to do now, because you guys are going to be on the website all the time, you may think you've got 1,000 visitors coming every day, when 800 of them are you.
Yes, it's going to not count us.
Yes, we're going to block. We're going to block you, and I'll do the same with my IP as well.
Oh,
so with
dear.
your mouse,
Go on. Where were we? I'm sorry.
That's all right. With your mouse, can you click the arrow to go back to the 3 main menus? That's it. And so this time it's the third menu, top selection, view settings. Lovely. So let's have a look. So you can do the same again for me, please, with the HTTPS and the W's. So, and then if you drop down United States, and then if you scroll up a little bit, darling, that's it, stay there.
Oh, sorry, in the time.
Yeah, you've got it. Yeah. So if you type in UNI, yeah, and then swap it to United Kingdom. Yeah, beautiful. And then scroll down. Let's have a look at the other settings. Yeah, dollars there. So if you can drop down, I think if you type in GBP. Yes.
I think she's done it before.
Yeah. And then before you go anywhere, below that is the radio box for bot filtering.
Yep, want that on?
Yep. And then you can save it up at the bottom.
Lovely.
Amazing. So this means that the reporting you're now going to get in Google Analytics isn't going to say dollars anymore. It's going to say British pounds, which is very useful. So talk me through the sales process, because I think this was kind of your homework. Have you written any notes at all on the for the homepage sales process?
Fair, we hadn't really. I think we'd got confused on what we have to do for notes and not, and then
I said we had to do them. David said we didn't have to do them. So
that's fine.
To be fair, we do fair, and we probably know it straight off of whatever we need to know. You know what I mean? Because we've tried this many times.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing is that the previous SEO has put the word best in front of it. Do you remember I said over the phone?
Yeah, that was that guide Ben I told you about from years ago. That was all best point, best this, best that, and it was not working. Yeah.
So I'm just going to pause the recording one sec. She said, if I knew how to. Okay, so I want you to pop back to the back end of WordPress for me. Oh, let me stop sharing. There we go. If you can share again and then go back to the back end.
There we go. Oh, do you need me to screen share?
Oh, yes, please. Sorry, I wasn't clear. So this is your homework, because as I explained, I'm going to America and you're going to have quite a lot of homework to do. But the benefit is that you've got about 4 weeks to do it in. So this is kind of like the tuition session where you can rewatch this little bit. So what we're doing with Yoast, I want you to look in the left-hand menu and scroll down to Yoast SEO. That's it.
Yep.
And then I want you to click Tools. So it's Yoast SEO, then Tools. And what we're going to do is bulk edit. So bulk editor. Okay, lovely. And then I want you to see, can you see at the top, just familiarise yourself with this little bit. There's some drop-down boxes. So you've got show all content types. And you can see at the top, you've got 305 published pages. Again, so in Google Analytics, Search Console, with all the W's, this is why I was concerned you only had one hit, because I knew that you got hundreds of pages. So you can see you've got 305 published there. So with your mouse, can you click show all content types and then go to pages and then click filter. So there we get all the pages now. There you go. See, existing Yoast SEO title. So you've got about, Helmis and Howl and best everything. So I'm just going to flip this back again to me. And then we're just going to work together now to think of a way to do it. So with your title tag in Yoast, you get 70 characters, including spaces. So we don't want to have your brand name in there because obviously anybody who's going to type it in, you're going to be there anyway. And in terms of SEO, Google reads every page, whether it's a blog page, a product, or a landing page, your home page, like a newspaper. So the most important SEO elements start with the title tag, which so it's a really, really important thing for your on-page SEO. And the second important thing is the H1 header that is normally, you know, like your newspaper headline at the top of every page. So these two they shouldn't be identical because the human eye is going to read this. So we've got to think about natural readers as opposed to just optimizing for search engines. So it's a little bit of both here. So if I just go to here and then have a look, let me just hide those control search terms. Right. So kitchen installers. Now then, Suzy, could you tell me a personal preference, just from your own gut feeling? Which do you feel as though, do you ask people if they find your website how they typed words into Google?
No, we do ask if they've searched for us, but we don't ask exactly the term they used. Yeah.
Because my search term is SEO freelancer. So I'll get a lot of people saying SEO freelancer Somerset or SEO freelancer UK, depending where they are in the world, which helps me know, you know, that my SEO is working. I don't know whether, me personally, I think I would go as a regular stupid person on the internet. I think I might type kitchen company Middlesbrough or wherever. So do you two guys want to share your preference? If you were a first-time user, what word would you use for kitchen?
Well, I thought about this before, and when I've asked people in the office, they would just search for like kitchens.
And that was
kitchens
into my mind there.
Because we don't want to do installation only. We don't want to waste time doing designs for people that aren't interested in, you know, getting into. There's a lot there that isn't relevant.
So overall, is designers a bad word?
I think so, because I think people I think we've concluded that people that are looking for free plans.
Yeah.
So it's not, and we don't want to do free plans to expand, you know, because
I know all about that. Okay, so no to designers. Okay, so let's just do kitchens then. Definitely what I personally, again, I would probably be looking at bespoke or made to measure.
Yeah.
So kitchens and kitchens. Okay, so title tag. This is title tag. I'll show you what a title tag is. Okay, so in Google, if I type in, now I targeted the two words SEO roam. So before you write any blog content at all, you have to target your search terms before your fingers touch the keyboard. You think, today I'm going to be writing an article about SEO and Rome. So we were talking, my husband and I, about moving to Rome just after we got married in 2017.
Yeah.
So above all the sponsor, these are the Google ads. You can see SEO lady is there. Yeah. And here, did I show you? I don't think I did show you this the other day. So I wrote this in 2017, and with WordPress, what you can do is change the date. So it always looks as if it's clean or like it's up to date. Right. Admittedly, you see that I haven't worked on my website because guess what? The pandemic in 21 was a really busy year for me.
Yeah.
But if you have a look, this is the page title. So I've used my brand name last, and I've used the most important keywords at the beginning. And then I've used some kind of like, this is an enticement for you to encourage you to click.
Yeah.
So using the same format, it would be kitchens. And then, oh, again, let's go for the areas. Did you say Billingham, which we know about?
Billingham, yeah.
How big is Billingham?
Do
you know the population at all?
Is it 30-odd thousand?
I'll check. It's probably on Wikipedia.
Yeah. I do know, I read this the other day and I can't remember. I think it might have said 37,000. I might have totally.
Yeah.
What we have in Billingham is quite a lot of retired people, though, which is our perfect golf playing retired people. And we tend to go by word of mouth. So it's quite a good.
On this page, 35,000.
Oh, 35.
I think Weston-super-Mare's got 46 last time I checked. So we're about the same. So kitchens, bathrooms, Billingham. And which of these are the closest to you? Forgive my terrible geography. Is it Stockton, did you say?
Stockton would be the closest.
Yeah.
Billingham. So again, this is what people are going to see. So I need to write it in a really nice way. Kitchens, bathrooms.
Would we use Teesside, is that or not? Because that is the overall area, or is that confusing it?
But because you haven't had SEO, we have to start small.
Okay.
So when my website was launched, of course, I was targeting SEO Weston-super-Mare, and then it was Somerset.
Yeah.
And Bristol's only 12 to 14 miles away. So I was from the get-go, from day one, I was writing articles about SEO in Bristol.
Yeah.
Spoiler, I didn't rank in Bristol until 10 years.
Right. Yeah.
Because everybody else in Bristol has already been advertised or doing their SEO in Bristol.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people that are based in Bristol, and especially the city centre, are going to have an advantage because of their Google Maps is going to be naturally postcode driven and have them in Google Maps. So me and Weston-super-Mare to rank for SEO Bristol is very, very tough.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
So we'll go for kitchens, bathrooms, Billingham. I think kitchens. See, I don't think because it's the most important thing. I need to have bespoke kitchens and bespoke bathrooms, Billingham. How many years have you been in business?
40.
40, so it's 79, I think we set up. So
yeah.
4.
Yeah. So
yeah, very good.
Uh, 45. So I'm just getting, in fact, you know what, we can do that in the meta description, but not the title. Kitchen and bespoke, kitchens and bespoke bathrooms, Billingham, and then we said Stockton. Do you want to say family company? No.
Yeah, I mean, I think we did. In the end, we decided our unique selling point was that we've been going for established a long time, family-run company.
Project management.
Project managed.
They were like the big hitters.
They were the words. The last time we bothered to ask them, that was what we
lovely. I'm just going to check and see. This is my cheat of how I can use tools. Word count. 64 characters. So we've got 5 more characters to use. So this would be established. So what was your founding year?
79.
There we go. So that maximize it. If my dad says, if you get something for free, take as much of it as you can.
Yeah.
So if you can use something with a few characters at the end to use it up, then that's good. So let's do an example meta description, which is, so your meta description, this is your homework, by the way. Meta description is 150 characters, including spaces. So we would say here, are there any other areas you want to promote if we try and aim for a third area, or do you just want to stick at this point of SEO to just the two Billingham and Stockton?
So you think Middlesbrough would be that's the three biggest towns, isn't it? Middlesbrough, Billingham and Stockton, I would say.
Yeah. Again, Middlesbrough probably a little bit like Bristol for me.
Okay, yeah. Well, we have an area, I don't know, because we need to have a lot of money, but they don't seem to spend it. And then there's Yarm, isn't there? But it's quite particular. Yarm's like an expensive market town near us, that people, like it is a nice area. And then there's Hartlepool, but I mean, Hartlepool could be a good one because I don't know.
We did have a lot of work there at some point, didn't we?
Hartlepool is quite poor, but on the other hand, it used to have the most millionaires per square metre.
I love this information.
It used to, and I think there is a lot of money in Hartlepool, but there's not a lot there anymore. Like a lot of towns where there's not a lot going on, so they would probably search it out of the area, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would be areas that I don't think would be specifically targeted, like you say, like Middlesbrough and Teesside. These areas wouldn't be. A bit like I live in Wolverston, which is just off Billingham, but I wouldn't particularly search for Wolverston. I would,
Just knowing like it's sort of small, you think I'll have to go to the next biggest town or towns.
Yeah.
See, and also the general public, stupid people like me, wouldn't understand the difference between an installer and a designer or a fitter.
Yeah.
So although it's an industry specific, I think sometimes as people aren't going to, and especially, look, I'm not being funny, I'm 52. All the older generation, they haven't got a clue. They don't give a shit. They're just like, I just want a new kitchen.
Yeah. Well, it was like the word bespoke and project managed. We did end up coming back to that because once people come in the shop, when we explained to them what we did, I think they used to be frightened by bespoke, thinking it means expensive. So I would think people coming in, they wouldn't even think to Google for bespoke kitchen because they're still coming and just stick a load of 600 units in, and we don't. But that's what I think we do,
Meta or see, I've repeated myself. Meta measure in okay, we'll just put that there in Billingham, Stockton. See, I've got the characters now to put Stockton on T's. So which is smaller? Yarm is smaller, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Hartlepool. I've said that on purpose. Sorry, it's a childhood thing that makes me laugh. I think it was a comedian, probably someone like Jim Davidson or something like in the 80s that said Hartlepool. It made me chortle so much I keep using it.
40. And now I can't see anything else.
Family company with 45 years experience. All right, and then what I'm going to do. So what I was taught when I used to work for a newspaper and I was writing adverts is that the last thing in a sentence is one of the first things that the human brain remembers first.
Right, yeah.
So always add in either the word free if you're an e-commerce company, free shipping over 45 quid, or ending your phone number, which is a call to action.
Right.
So I'm just going to see how many characters we've got here. Tools, word count, 147. Look at that. Okay, that's beautiful. 147 characters. Okie dokie. So can you pop over to the spreadsheet? Let's have a look at, I'm going to call this, instead of workings, I'm going to call it homework. Okay, so Yoast, bulk. Okay, so it'd be pages, posts. So there's not an e-commerce site at all?
Well, we do. The HH Electric Fires is an e-commerce site.
Yeah.
We do link to that from this website.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
The reason for that, just in case it's any helpful with any background, is we used to have a big portion of the showroom that had had fires and fireplaces in.
Yep.
And we stopped doing them. And then so we don't have space to fit the fires in anymore, but the electric fires were a good money maker. So we tried to, like, we've got a couple in the bedroom displays and we tried to sell them online as an extra. It's not working very well, but we do. That's why we got that website built, so we kind of can't lose it, weren't losing out on it. So if people come in, we can say, we've got a couple to show you, but please look at the website and come back to us, rather than just give them a brochure.
I got you. So what we're going to do with these is that we're going to refer to these as, this is kind of the template of what we're going to do. So I'll just show you my back end. So we're going to go to, where is Yoast? Yoast General. And then going to Tools. And then Bulk Editor. Content type Pages, Filter. Okay, so you can see mine. So I've mixed up SEO freelancer with digital marketing, SEO consultant, but that kind of thing. So what we would do is, where are you there? So that's your template. So we're going to copy that. But what I've taken off there is taken off Family Company 1979, just using that. So what I would do is go into, let's just say this one's missing because it's a 404. I would paste that. There's a space at the end as well. So you can't have every single title the same. Copying and pasting is bad. This is really not for the human thing. This is for the Google thing. If you've got 1,000 meta titles and descriptions, it's just like, yeah, we don't want it. So the way to do it is to add a unique identifier at the end. So in this case, it would be the 404 error. So I would just put 404 error. And then this one here would be SME SEO.
Yeah.
You get me?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Jolly good. Then once you've done that, you can then filter your posts. 10 winning ways to rank your website. And again, similar kind of deal. So that's one thing, but also the workings that we've done here will also work with your media. So does anyone know what an alt text is?
No.
Actually, I did cover it with that other one, but I've slightly forgotten now.
Slightly forgotten. That's grand. So it's here in WordPress, alternative text. So Google created this when Google was launched in the 90s. He said it's an alternative way for blind people or people with sight impairments when they use the text-to-speech software, so they can use computers. So when you hover your mouse over something, obviously, sometimes a description will pop up, and that's the alt text. The thing is, with Google, in fact, this goes for any search engine, Yahoo, Bing, AOL's a search engine. This image here, Boilerman Worcester. So I'm guessing that Worcester is the name of the boiler.
Yes.
Yeah. So this isn't a really good alt tag because it should be kitchens and bathrooms, bespoke Billingham, Stockton. So with your alt tag, well, I suppose we're in caps then. Alt tag, you can have 12 words. So I'd say about a dozen or so. You can have less. But the same way of search engines reading your alt tag, most important keywords first. So the alt tag is actually one of the things that brings you up on Google Images. So we're on Google Images. SEO Freelancer UK. Boom, there's my face. All right, so I'm all over it like a rash. Now I've got a garden light store. He's based in Camberley, and he says he gets a lot of traffic from Google Images because they're looking for a specific product, which is a model number. So when you go somewhere, it should say visit page. Then you go to the page, and there's my page that way. So the thing is that with your alt tags, 12 words, you can include your brand name at the end. So again, most important keywords first. And then you can have multiple areas. So if we go back to the areas, we know we're going to do Billingham. We know we're going to do Yarm. Would you think, like Weston-super-Mare, people refer to it as Weston? Do people refer to Stockton-on-Tees as Stockton?
Yes.
Yeah, only Stockton, yeah.
You only really do that when you're filling in forms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know Stockton-on-Tees anymore. It's very Stockton.
That's useful to know. So we can do. Let's have a little look at your alt tag. So take off that coding. Kitchens, bespoke, bathrooms, billing, take off your commas, billing stock, and how does that work? Oh, and then going back to. Okay, so I'm going to use the word company if that's all right.
Okay.
And did you want to have any of the others, fitters, installers, designers, to post, please?
Just company?
Maybe it's company, yeah.
Just company,
You
right?
sort of use the word showroom, but I don't know if you do not think that would be a term. See, from our point of view, people want to go and look at them, and but maybe that's.
Yeah, but you wouldn't really Google them. You would Google company.
Right.
So kitchens, take off, and bathrooms. Billingham is the most important. Billingham, Yarn, Stockton, company. Have you got anything else you want to add if you've got 12 words here?
What does it have to be within the kitchen and bathroom realm there, or?
You've got to think about what people are going to type into Google Images or Google search, and then they just click the images tab. So it's some kind of keywords that would say, oh yeah, so made to measure, so bespoke, I will, because this is hidden.
Yeah, I think
so made to measure company. Would you say they're handmade?
No, they're not like that's the only thing we're made to measure is we don't do made to measure doors and things. It's just bespoke, and that we put it all together. We can get special size cabinets made, but the doors they're not handmade or anything. They are bought in.
Although we can do bespoke in a lot of the ranges now.
Well, yeah,
so it's an option. It's not what we do day to day. We don't push that, but we can do, yeah.
Right. So if you walk into my kitchen now, then, and I say I want a new kitchen, as far as I'm concerned, the stupid person on the internet, you are now bespoke making me a kitchen because you're making it by hand. Because you're going to rip out the cabinets, aren't you, and then put new ones in?
Well, that is, I mean, it's a fair thing. It's like how you define bespoke. And sometimes I think with like the way we're doing all the different door sizes, we know which fillers to use. It is all fitted in, and
when we've had made to measure before, people are literally looking for special size cabinets with doors and things, and we can do them. It's very limited. It's like 3 door ranges. That, so I wouldn't say we are made to measure. I think because we have a competitor called Courts Kitchens who are just in Stockton, and they have a company called MTM Made to Measure, and they actually do have their own. They make their own doors and carcasses and everything, like for trade. So that is technically what I would think was made to measure.
So we had there was an end bit that we balanced the cereal boxes on. I don't know what that's called. Well, as far as we're concerned, we designed our kitchen. We said we want cabinets there, we want cereal things there, we want those style of doors, and then we want those style of doors in that particular colour because there was 2 different colours.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for me, that is bespoke, made to
Bespoke,
order.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. So in terms of colour, would you do veneer or is it just foil?
I mean, well, we have would you put the place where we buy them from in this? Because like we're a big Second Nature dealer, and if people search for them, we would want to come up. Is that something that would be of interest within this or not? Because that's the only kitchen we sell.
Right, okay. Well, so like the garden light shop, he only sells Techmar garden lights. That's it, no other brand. So what's the brand?
Second Nature.
So when you put speech marks, when you put speech marks around 2 words, that's an instruction to search engines, not just Google, to say that it's only these 2 words that are typed together that will apply to this particular whatever coding or page, or it actually works with
just nature or just second. It's not going to call that up because that's not
correct.
Relevant.
Yeah, so it would be that phrase. So that is a phrase, and it's also used as that format in Google Ads as well.
Does it need to have the word Second Nature Kitchens after it? Because that is their full brand, just so that Second Nature doesn't come up.
You've already got kitchens.
Yeah, but just do people search, because when I was searching for Second Nature, when I was doing the Instagram post, loads of stuff was coming up, and it was only when I put Second Nature Kitchens and I got the right information, you see, because there's so much under Second Nature.
I get that, but you can't repeat a keyword if you've already got a keyword. But the most important keyword out of all of these words in the alt tag is going to be kitchens and bathrooms, so they need to be at the front. So we need to push you. So if we do Second Nature there, and where have you gone? I love that you've got all of that. And then at the end is your brand name. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So with that one, don't want your brand name. So what you can do is just use that as your template in your alt tag. So what you do is pop over to WordPress. Can you see this little arrow here? You got that? Can you see that on the screen? Yeah. So with the alternative text, when it's blank, let me just see if I can find one that's blank. I think I've got some. There we go. Look, alternative text. So it'd be like that, made to order. And then it's the same thing as your Yoast title tags, is that you add your own unique identifier at the end. So this one would be called Western. So I don't need to explain it anymore, do you? I'm sure you get that.
So just to do, because the example obviously you gave was that the boiler Worcester man.
Yeah.
So are we saying we use our kind of template that actually says kitchens and bathrooms, it doesn't lead with heating, but we might just put boiler at the end?
Yes.
Yes, right.
Yes, you've got it.
I think it's interesting because obviously left to my own devices, I would have said, oh, well, that's a boiler thing. I won't mention kitchens and bathrooms, but that's just driving everything to the site. And then you've got your identifier at the end.
Yes, wait, you've nailed it. Let me just stop the recording so I know that. Yes,